has this very high level aspirational vision for 3 zeros. And behind those 3 zeros is this core principle that we cannot get there with our existing tools. So GPZL for me is really the convener and really an enabler to bring folks that have very, very specific areas of expertise and require them to pause, reflect, and actually step back from their work and reflect on really the big picture of saying, if these are our targets, zero disease, zero discrimination, and zero disability, among the plethora of research topics, what are the ones that we need to address first and foremost? And so it's really a question around celebrating the knowledge that we have, but also having the responsibility to answer these 3 very, very specific aspirations. And no other entity really has had that mandate. And I think that that's what GPZL is stepping in and doing. The creation of GPZL was a stand to say the job isn't finished. We have made huge accomplishments in leprosy, but we're here to pause, reflect, and really look now at how we move to the very end. And we are bringing research back into the forefront. In order to do that well, we need to establish consensus on what is our agenda as a community. What can it actually represent? And the next step from there was to say, okay, here's our agenda. What do we do first? And how do we know what to do first in terms of prioritization? And so that's really where it was just an evolution to say, we need to go from a research agenda down to our top priorities. One core component to the prioritization process was recognizing the current agenda and what we had said are the core areas, and marrying that with the research that was actually underway in each of these different topics that we had, which fell under the research agenda. And what we did was actually landscape and see what is all of the research that is currently out there on these topics. We were able to understand how much research is being done on certain topics, which enabled us to also see which areas are not being currently addressed that are considered, fundamental to our research agenda. In the past, there's always been an undercurrent of research, but it has been potentially more fragmented or siloed on other topics that are not around zero disease, zero disability, and zero discrimination. We have to bring research in place to actually fill those gaps, bring new tools to light. And this is really what the research agenda pillar that we have is honoring, is those 3 topics, and bringing all of the people who are active in research to congregate, align, establish consensus, and then co-create the topic for research submission purposes on these very, very specific topics. To have workshops where specific research topics will be developed, and on that basis, they can be further matured into full-fledged concept notes and then submitted and ideally awarded for resource mobilization. From there, we will have new research underway that are specifically supporting the priorities to meet either zero disease, zero disability, or zero discrimination.